Let's take this app further by creating a new screen. This screen is going to contain the history of performed calculations. As you can see, I have already created the history view model for that screen. It's going to have just one property for items. This is the list of performed calculations. Now let's create the history view. Add new file, forms, and name it history view. I have also set this history view for now to be our main page when we run our app, so we can see how the design looks like. As you can see, the screen is for now empty, and let's change that by adding some layout. What I want to do is to show a list of data, and for this I can use the collection view. If you are not familiar with the collection view, this is an alternative to the list view, and it's a bit more performant than the list view. For source of data, collection view uses items source, and I'm going to bind that to our items. Okay, now we need to define our item template. First, let's just define a simple label with some padding. And the text property, we are going to bind it to the item itself. Last thing we need to do is to set the binding context for our history view. This is going to be history view model. So view model, I'm going to inject it through constructor and set binding context to be equal to that view model. If we run our app, it shows the list of calculations. The last feature I would like to add is to have swipe to delete functionality. For this, I'm going to use swipe view. Swipe view is a control that wraps around an item in the list and provides context menu items that are revealed by a swipe gesture. At the time of recording this, swipe view is still in pre-release mode, and in order to use it, I need to set this feature flag. So I need to set this flag before forms.init in the main activity of the Android project, and also in the app delegate of the iOS project before forms.init. Let me just build and run the app to make sure it's built with the swipe view. And now we can implement swipe functionality. So swipe view, as I said, is a wrapper around our list item. In this case, this is label. And let's implement swipeview.writeItems. These are the items that appears after we swipe from right to left. I'm going to define one new swipe item for deleting our history items. The delete command is a command defined in our view model, and it simply removes the item from the list of items. The other thing I have done is just slightly change the way I initialize the items, so now it's initialized from the constructor. So if I try to swipe, success. A cool feature that collection view offers is a way to define empty view. that is if there are no items. For this, I have just created a simple stack layout with two controls, image and label. So if I delete all items, then this custom empty view appears.